what to do when you're looking for a new car, but go try a Rivian. So that's what we're doing today. Where the Rivians are, I got invited to this test drive out here in the burbs of St. Louis, but I'm not quite sure exactly where I'm going. Maybe those cars aren't where we're supposed to be because I don't see any other cars around. My appointment is now. So let me do a little more driving around. Maybe they're over there. Let's see another building. Well, I was looking at my GPS and missed the sign on the building, so here we are. I'm parked. And let's go do this whole thing with Rivian. Alright, so I'm in the Rivian R1S, and this is my first time being in any sort of Rivian. I've driven other electric vehicles before, but this is first time in here. The salesperson did an excellent job going through everything, and so far I like what I see. The third row, and I'll demonstrate later, is really spacious for somebody my size. Yeah, so the third row is really, really spacious for somebody my size. It's a lot of room. And so far, I mean, it feels about the same size as a Mercedes GLS or an X7. So it's not quite suburban XL or Tahoe big size, but it's a serviceable size vehicle and additional storage with both the frunk and the trunk in here. So similar to the Tesla experience, you do kind of get a view on the screen of the cars around you and stuff like that. Then when you turn your turn signal on, it flashes up what's in your side view mirror as well too. So pretty good so far. I'm still trying to get used to this e-pedal driving. It's a little different. I'm trying to gauge when to let off the accelerator pedal so it stops in an appropriate distance. So one of the things with Rivian is you get about a 30-minute test drive, and I think I spent most of my time at the traffic light. But I do want to talk about ride quality. So the ride quality in here is not awful. Clearly coming, what I have in stock, and I've not actually reviewed it, and I do need to, is I do have a Mercedes Benz GLS, and it's not that, and clearly it's not going to be, so I'm not going to hold this against Rivian. But overall, this is not a bad vehicle. The acceleration is like any other electric car, so you're going to get over that gimmick. What I would love to do is, if I may get on Turo, if somebody had one, is to get an extended test drive, because part of what is replacing in my GLS is what we use for road trips and hauling the dog around. So I just want to see practically, what that's like. Is it something I would enjoy? I know what the charging is like. I've test drove a Tesla Model 3 while I was rented one while I was in Atlanta a couple of years ago. So those parts doesn't necessarily bother me, but I do want to know, driving. Now the other thing is, those who watch my reviews, I'm pretty judgy on sound systems. The base model sound system in here is passable, but I'm giving up a vehicle right now that has a pretty good, as far as optional nice factory sound systems go. All right, so we're in a tight parking spot. Let's see what the U-turn ability is like in here. Not bad. Well done. Okay, the other thing too is I'm super spoiled. So when I'm coming from has soft closed doors, and this doesn't. And again, stuff I'd have to get used to. But you do press this little button here to pop out. I'm sure. I'm reviewing this late. Every YouTuber who's interested in one of these has probably already gone out and reviewed one. But I'm for the people. So somebody looking to have one of these daily, not just to come and tell you guys about it, just trying to think about the practical things that we would, folks dealing one of these would think about. All right, so walking around it, I do like the wheels. So this is a Gen 2 Rivian as well too, 2025. I like these wheels. I like the color. I like what it offers, what it's offering right now. And it's nice. I do enjoy the look of this a little more than the truck. And to open the trunk, all right, you press the V, and then see if I remember what they said, and you press this button here to get this down. So it's a split trunk, kind of like an X5. And this is with the third row up. So I think this is a decent amount of luggage space if you had to have your third row up and have folks with you in here. I mean, not necessarily for a long trip, but a good weekend getaway. You could have 6 adults in here with bags in there quite comfortably. And then the thing I just learned about this vehicle, and see if I can remember how to do this. The frunk, which is down here, press this button, comes up. So apparently you can fill this tub of ice down here and have your drinks to it. Then there's a drain plug down here to drain it out. So that's pretty cool. So, you know, if you're on a trip, granted, you can't get the drinks while you're driving, but you can keep some drinks chilled in here. And when you stop at a rest stop to go charge or whatever, come in here, get your drink, and just chill out or whatever. So it's a great tailgating vehicle. I mean, right now, all these boxes are being checked. I just have to, for me personally on this car, I'll have to get over some of the luxury creature comforts that are in my Mercedes. And again, I do need to review that, because the only reason I'm looking to going something different is that my own want for a twin turbo V8, I don't like the what's coming with that in terms of gas expenses. It's fun, it's fast. I mean, this Rivian, yeah, off the line acceleration like most electric cars, that gimmick will probably get old. I think the GLS and this on a straight line, once the GLS gets its turbos going, would probably keep up with this. Now, how do you close this thing? Do you press this button again? You do. So the button is right underneath this panel here. So that's pretty convenient. And the trunk, I believe, is the same thing like most modern cars. So let's see if the lift gate goes back up on its own. No, that's okay. That's not too terrible. Now, does the trunk go down? It does. Now, as for getting in the Rivian and sitting in the seats and stuff like that, the second row is heated and cooled in this particular model. Okay, now this is interesting. I just hit my head going in here, so it's kind of a... Actually, let me flip the camera. All right, so entry angle on here in the back is kind of interesting. So I'm the 5'10", so you gotta kind of duck your head to get in here. And then you sit sort of tall. I'm not sure if there's stadium seating in here or not. From the looks of it, it is. So the second row is kind of tall. From the back, you know, you do have some sort of controls here. So you can control the radio, it looks like, from back here. Heated seats for the second and third row. And it's fairly comfortable. Now, these are pretty upright, so I'm gonna recline these back a little bit and get back in here. In fact, let me flip this camera around. All right, so I'm in the second row. My knees where I have the driver's seat in position for me. I do sit kind of close, but it does look, I mean, this is an excessive amount between my knees and the front seat. So your miles might vary if you're a lot taller than me, but I'm 5'10", 5'11" with shoes on. I would imagine a 6-footer would be all right. If you're slim and slender, maybe a 6'3" guy, 6'4", who knows? I don't have one available to validate. Now, okay, getting in the second row, simple as this. Press this button, slides up, and you get in. Kind of got to step up again. It's not the easiest to get in and out of this vehicle, but as Chris Rock says, the passengers didn't pay for this sweet ride, so whatever. I'm not sure how many people be getting the third row, as we, you know, really just need as a haul around adults when we go on trips. All right, in the third row, with it all the way back. Actually, no, this seat is all the way back. So you can see it's a little tight for me, but this is with the second row pushed all the way back with me in the third row. And I mean, it's comfortable. There's room underneath to put my feet, as we can see here. So it's not horrible. This is something that could be used for around town driving. If we had people, I think I would be okay with traveling back here. There were just 2 people back here. I mean, you have your own vent, you got USB-C back here, so it's pretty good. And similar to Teslas, these pop out when you're close with the proximity key that looks like a card. Let's go back in the front. And there is your key to get going. And what I was told to get this car activated, just put there, put it here. It wakes up and you got your stuff. And there's a drive mode. So I only tested sport. And sure enough, it tightens the suspension. It handles pretty good. I mean, for as heavy as this is, again, I'm coming from comparing a Mercedes Benz GLS. So I think from a handling perspective, in sport mode, both can firm up and do a pretty good job. This is acceptable to me. Another one too, it does have an all panel glass roof that doesn't appear to open. That might upset some people. I think it's cool. I don't open mine on my GLS all that often, but it's there. All right, so I got in sport mode. At least I got to record what it's like launching this thing. So, all right, 3, 2, 1, go. That wasn't too terrible. I don't know if that gimmick would wear off or not, because it's pretty, like most electric cars, it does pin you back. And it does corner pretty good in sport mode. And for the facial expression. Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1, go. It's pretty, yeah, I like it. I'm saying, I'm sure folks who own electric cars, you probably do this for the first week, and then that's that, you know. But it is entertaining when you're not used to instant torque like you get in these EVs. So, folks, that is the 2025 Gen 2 Rivian R1S. I believe the Rivian has a solid vehicle here. If you're looking for a 3-row SUV, something for a family, and if you're comfortable with EVs, I mean, I know some people have anxiety with batteries traveling. When I'm talking to people, it seems like there are plenty of chargers along the US highways where you stop for your 20 or 30 minutes and fill up and stuff like that. And a lot of these Electrify America, I think I have that right, the chargers are located in a lot of Walmarts and stuff like that, as told by other friends with EVs. So, you know, your miles may vary, but I do believe that this is a pretty usable and serviceable vehicle. More thoughts though later after I park this thing. 2 weeks later, I'm just now getting back to kind of tying up my thoughts on the Rivian. I liked it. I don't like it at the price it's at. It has the EV tax in. And I always say that because I'm comparing it like for what I currently have and for what I want. And really the biggest thing is the missing sound system is not going to be there. And of course the one I drove is dressed up with different tires. It's a slightly upgraded package. So the deal they have on social media for $640 doesn't apply to that vehicle. That's kind of, I mean, I knew these type of deals were great beat switch, but I was kind of hoping to be close. And I guess honestly, if it was a base model with a good sound system, I probably would have been ready to do the deal then and Mercedes would do that. But as such, I did compromise and reach too far for me, so no Rivian for me just yet. But I do like the vehicle, and I would recommend it for that type of SUV electric vehicle. And with that, that's this video, guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm just trying to get some more content out there. I got another video coming soon to introduce some of my summer projects because I haven't really kept up with those. I mean, outside the Mini, of course. And some other things are coming. So please stay tuned, stay close, and we'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye.